Dum, 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 dum. We should be streaming. I'm here to entertain while we're waiting to make sure that we get all the streaming happening and all the things going where the things go. As soon as we get our thumbs up from our production staff, then we will continue with TechIDManager's PAM CAST for September 23rd, 2025. Should be any moment now, if we got everything right from a technical perspective. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Hey, and this time we did. We got both thumbs up. Cool. This is PAMCast for September 23rd, 2025. This is the first day of fall. So we got a meme up there. I fall and I can't get up. I thought it was hilarious, so I put it up there. Hopefully it brings some levity and joy to your day. If not, you're a curmudgeon and I can't help. So what are we going to talk about today? This is PAMCast. We're talking about the same thing we talk about every month. We're going to talk about things that are new and better and changed in TechIDManager this month. What has gone on, anything that I get sidetracked on, and we'll talk some about what you can expect in the upcoming month from TechIDManager and from Ruffian Software. This is targeted at people who know what TechIDManager is, existing partners, people who are in trials, people who are like know what TechIDManager is and use it. This is to help those people. If you are unfamiliar with what TechIDManager is, check out techidmanager.com, book a demo. They'll love to talk to you. But this is not really for you. So to talk to those people that this is for, existing partners, people we love, great friends of ours, we have been working very, very hard this month. Not a lot has come out, but we've put some stuff out this month. We have mostly been working on SOC Type 2 compliance. We got an initial report, initial gap analysis report for our SOC 2 compliance. We'll be addressing all of those issues, and then we'll start the audit for our SOC 2 compliance. And then we will let everybody know we have that. We'll put it out, and anybody that's met the criteria, NDAs, all that kind of stuff, get a copy of the report if you want. That's been the major focus for the past 2 months now. It is quite extensive for anybody that's gone through it. And for anybody that's not gone through it, just a little side tangent here. If anybody that's not gone through it and you see those ads that say, we'll get you SOC compliant with minimal effort on your part, you know, $6,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever a month, I am not sure that those are really the right way to do it, because you could do SOC 2 as just a bunch of check boxes that you go through and you don't really learn, don't change, don't have anything related to it. Just put a bunch of policies in place that you don't follow. But if you actually go through all the compliance work for SOC 2 or CMMC, there's a lot that you will learn about your company versus standard companies and corporations versus the way like an ad hoc company works, what's expected on the 5 different criteria, the trust criteria that SOC 2 has. It's been real interesting. It's significantly different than our HIPAA compliance effort from a few years ago. And it's still a lot of fun though, but it's a lot of work. And we're still going through it. We think we have everything in place. We'll see what the gap analysis says, and then we'll kick off the first audit. It should be interesting to say the least. Also, this is the first teaser. This little line right here that says, major new feature in the works. We have, based on requests from existing partners, requests from new partners, feedback in demos, the market direction in general, we have a significant new feature in the works. It is very exciting to us. It's an area that we have long recognized but long questioned whether we wanted to step into or not. We're going to step into it. Whether that is a water puddle, a pile of something else that we don't want to step into, or a gold mine, we're not sure. But we're stepping in it, and we're going to see what happens. Other than that, it's been a real straightforward month, this is the first month of fall, so it's super exciting. The leaves have just started to change around here. My driveway has some leaves on it, so I'll have to start doing leaf blowing. And leaf blowing is quite honestly one of my The only yard activities that I really enjoy is blowing the leaves off the driveway. I hate mowing. I hate weed eating. We don't have much snow here. I did enjoy snow shoveling when I lived in Utah, but leaf blowing I like, and that's about to start. Super excited about it. Anyway, back to the technical stuff. We have released a few minor new things this month. Some are some pretty good things. Some are just minor UI. The TechID host release that we did, 6.134, is a UI improvement. It fixed some legacy reporting issues for legacy clients. Was really kind of interesting issue. The original clients that we had back in 2019 and 2020, we only did domain accounts. And when we added local Windows accounts, all the names lined up, so we didn't really have an agent type. We added an agent type in early 21 when we got Entra ID accounts. So the oldest original clients didn't have an agent type in the database, so the triplet access report was not showing appropriately for our original clients. Since the triplet access report was added significantly after they came on board and they were all already set up and working, nobody noticed for like 3 years. So when they did, we're like, oh my, let's fix this. So we fixed it. That's the biggest change that really came in that TechID host. There are a few other minor changes, nothing significant. Speaking of TechID host, to take a little tangent here and step off and talk, the REST API that has been there since the beginning is starting to get some significant use from existing partners. We have people that have implemented, a phenomenal partner has implemented a PowerShell interface to quite a few of the TechID host features. We have someone else that's used that REST API to add MFA information for technician accounts. There's a lot of power in the REST API there that is people are starting to find and use. You can find documentation, a Swagger document for our whole REST API, and if you are properly authenticated and you have all the right keys, you can make the appropriate changes. It's pretty powerful. If you have questions about whether something is possible or not via the REST API, you can email that question to support@techidmanager.com. We'll evaluate it and probably send you an example of how to do it. All right. Another thing that we did is AI. Everybody's got AI. AI here, AI there. I opened up some product the other day and it had AI in a way that just brought me to tears of disgust. I did not like it. A lot of the AI implementations I've liked. A lot of it has some potential. I see good, I see bad in its implementation. And let me take a step in here. I would like to provide the best support possible. I would like for people to be able to get the support they want. I do not want to force AI support down people's throats. There are a couple of our vendors that we use. The only way to get support is to first talk to their AI chatbot. And by the time I have gotten to the point where I would like to ask a question, I've read the documentation. I have tried this, tried that, and the AI support doesn't help. And just simply, I have to say person, human, help, whatever. So that is not what I would like to provide to our partners. We like the human touch. I think person-to-person interaction is very important. When you email us, a person is answering that. When you call, a person is answering that. But there are people who would like to help themselves. There are people who would like AI-based support. So we have added the facility to do that. We have added this article about I thought we'd edit. That's a different article. Yep. Well, actually, I thought I had documentation pulled up for that, but I don't. We have added a blog post about using AI and some specific web pages that we have available for that. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Give me just a second here. because that was, I was real sure. Here we are. Look at that. Production staff killing it. Right here. Self-service support. It is under Resources, Support Center, Self-Service Support. There are, so it's supposed to be easier to find, but like dumb me, I couldn't find my own support options. This is for you. There's a little document, a little video of me talking about it. We have taken all of our support questions and all of our social media posts, and we have put them on straight linear web pages that just have the question, the answer over and over and over, with all the PPI or personal information, identifiable information removed, so that you can use this prompt in any AI that you want or any LLM and say, based on the information from TechIDManager raw posts here, raw FAQ and raw support here, pages and other content on ruffiansoftware.com, can you answer this question? And you put your question there. We have been using this, I've been using this, and this has shown some great capability to help get answers for whatever random questions you have about TechIDManager. There's a portion of me that finds it difficult to find the specific information I'm looking for in the thousands of pages of documentation on our site or other people's sites. I've been using AI to find support in documentation for a while, and I think that this is going to really help anyone that would like an AI or AI agent for getting support on TechIDManager. This should get you there. This is the first step toward it. We'll expand this prompt, and we will probably add a box where you can directly talk to an LLM via our website. This is the first step toward that. We would love some feedback on this. If you have questions about TechIDManager, how do I install it on a second computer? How do I reset my MFA? How do I do this? How do I do that? Use this prompt, put your question there, see the answer it gives you, and give us some feedback. Email support@techidmanager.com with your feedback on it. And if you don't get the answer you want, or you don't get an answer you like, you can email us directly and we'll help with it. But we're giving you the option. We're not going to force it down your throat. We're never going to be like, oh, you have to talk to a chatbot via AI before you talk to a person. No, you can always talk to a person if you want. If you'd like to try the AI support option, it's there for you. We're here to help. I always say that. And like a lot of my friends laugh at me because I'll say, I'm just being helpful, when I'm clearly being sarcastically helpful, but whatever. Redundant domain controller setup guide. We had a question come up this month. How do I set up a redundant domain controller setup with TechIDManager? And we started looking at all of those things that are required for redundant setup, where you want access and this is broken or that's broken or syncing between two DCs is broken, and all the things that you might need. And we've come up with a setup guide for setting up fully redundant domain agents or TechIDManager Windows agents on domain controllers to give you the best possible redundancy if you have any of a number of failures on your domain controllers. There's a bunch of descriptions here and how you do it and whatnot. In essence, you are installing it completely separate in a different OU with different username formats on the backup domain controller, so that no matter what happens, if the syncing breaks, if they're not able to communicate, if the networks are down, you're only on local to that server, you'll be able to get in with the credentials that you need to get and fix that particular DC and get it reconnected. We think that this is pretty good, covers all those cases. Try it out, read it over. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, support@techidmanager.com if you have any questions. We did release a new, back to the AI and integration with AI. I read this great article 2 months ago about how credentials and credential access in AIs and scripts was both a big security concern, because if you just hard-coded your credentials in to a script, the script can be found, it's in plain text, or not protected. And AI components need access to your credentials in order to do work for you, especially if you're going to do agentic stuff with AI. Well, for TechIDManager Windows 6.137, we added TechID client get.exe. TechID client.get.exe is a command line version of the TechID client that will get a specific credential or information about that credential based on the TechID client link URL for a given credential. This means that you can use the same script with the same information, the same text in it, on different individuals' computers who have access to whatever that resource is or password, and get different versions of that password for them to do their thing, whatever it is that the script is doing, or whatever the AI is doing for them. It also means that you can write scripts without hard coding and credentials, but still have the scripts use usernames and passwords to do whatever it is they want to do. FTP, sign certificate stuff, build processes, whatnot. All of that is based on this TechID client link, which is a unique URL for each credential in TechIDManager that is specific, that is not specific to the person who's seeing it. So this, everybody who's done a demo knows 𝗫𝗏.org. This 𝗫𝗏.org credential, the same TechID client link works for whoever is getting that credential, but it gets their specific version of it. This is described in more detail in this TechIDManager guide for secure use in scripts, AI, and automation workflows. We talk about how you can get the TechID client link and what TechID client get.exe will do for you with that link. You can get all of the information about a credential. You can get specifically the username or just the password from that credential on that machine for that user when TechID client is open and locked. A lot of security around it. A lot of thought went into it. It's a pretty good feature. I mean, I think it's a pretty good feature. It's really an amazing feature that does a lot of, it can be used in a lot of automation to help you automate things that you do as an individual and still keep your credentials secure and safe without having to make them static or copy paste a bunch. So I like it. It's our first step into integration of credentials in other places that need them. And it is working out very well for us, for me internally, and for our build team and our development process. If you have any questions about it, any thoughts about where it can be used or things that it might need, let us know at support@techidmanager.com. That's really what we've done this month. Most of our work has been on this new feature and the SOC compliance. So like these releases are really some minor releases, just a few things here and there. But they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool, you know? So next time, anybody who's been here for a while might recognize these two. So I put a well, maybe with it. The next secret agent that's coming, it's there. If you've looked at TechIDManager's product offering, it's really kind of obvious what this next secret agent is going to be. If you have guesses, put the doobly-doos down below, and we'll like the answers that are closest. If you have hilarious answers, we might even swing you some swag about it, because if you could come up with a hilarious agent, we might even point it just to make it funny. It's just fallen lower in the priority than this new feature in SOC 2 compliance. So it hasn't gotten any love, no time. So it's still going to be next time maybe. And right below it, you'll see the TechID agent for Entra ID based 6.0 with shared accounts. We did a pre-release with the TechID Entra ID base with group memberships for managed accounts. We just have not, like the other secret agent, its priority was a big discussion internally, and we moved its priority down below the major new feature and the SOC 2 compliance that we were working on. So they are still in the works. Each of them is partially done, but the dev team got pulled off to do other things. If these are super important to you, let us know. And the next time that we do a priority evaluation of our dev priorities, that was really redundant. Do a priority evaluation on dev priorities. I said priorities twice, evaluation, whatever. Next time we think about what we're going to work on next, if you have really requested one of these features and say it's important to you, we will weigh that in our decision. Okay? That's kind of where we are. That's what we're focusing on is for next month, maybe. And don't forget, there's a newsletter that you can sign up for. Whenever we make a release, we send out the newsletter. We tell you all about it. Things like that. Okay? That's kind of all we had to talk about today. So, thanks for being here. We're always here to help. If you need anything specific or you have any questions, you should know the email address by now. I've said it like half a dozen times during this call. Thanks for being here. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you in a month. Oh, one interesting thing. Next month's PAMCast will be the second PAMCast that I'm going to do from Hawaii, because that's where my grandkids live and I'm going to visit them. And it just happens to overlap with PAMCast for next month, I think. So have a great day. I will see you all in a month from Hawaii.